Alright, this chapter is slightly more important. You're going to learn something here, I promise. This chapter is on layers, and if you've worked with paint programs before like Photoshop or GIMP, you'll understand the basic idea of layers. It's just a way of organizing your project. If you have a lot of different elements in your project, you want to separate them into layers so that you can work with one thing at a time without being inundated with many other things surrounding it. So let me show you how to access the layers in Blender. In the 3D view here, in the header at the bottom of it, are all these squares. These are all the different layers that you have to work with. Now you can see a dot on one of the squares that's active. That means there's something in that layer. Every other layer that's blank has nothing in it. If you left click on them to activate that layer, you'll see there's nothing in these blank ones. But if you click on the one with the dot on it, there's objects in that layer. So if I select the camera and I press the M key to move to layer and left click on layer 2, you'll see it's disappeared. And now there's a dot on layer 2. That dot, if you note, is also orange. That means that the object I have selected is in that layer. So if I select the cube, layer 1 now has an orange dot, which means the active selection is in that layer. So now layers 1 and 2 both have dots on them. That means that each of those layers has something in it. To make both of them visible at the same time, you can left click on one, hold shift, and left click on the other. And now it makes both of those layers visible. And you could do this with as many layers as you want. To make all layers visible, you can press the tilde key, which is the key left of the number 1. And that makes all layers visible at the same time. And that basically does it for layers. Layers are just a way of organizing your scene. So when your scene becomes really complex and you've got hundreds of objects, it's time to start separating them into their own layers so you can work with just a few objects at a time. Now there's a couple more things to note. When we're moving objects into other layers, we can actually move them to multiple layers. So with the cube still selected, press the M key again to move to a different layer, and hold the Shift key and select multiple layers to move our cube to. And mouse away from that. And sure enough, if you look at the fields in the 3D view header, you'll see there's dots in every layer that we placed our cube. And if we go to those layers, our cube is going to be there. And if you press the M key again, you can deselect some of these layers by holding Shift and just selecting them again. So now I just left the cube in layer 1 and layer 3. Now to access these layers, you can simply click on them like we've been doing, or you can use the number row on your keypad. So if you press number 1, you'll go to layer 1. Number 2 for layer 2, number 3 for layer 3, and so on. And one last note, only layers that are visible will show up in the final render. And that's pretty much it for layers.